Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video that I'm so excited about. I'm going to be showing you guys a review slash unboxing of my new Blinged brushes. I received these for Christmas from my sister. Thank you so much. She already knows I love these. But yeah, these were kind of more pricey for us because we live in Australia, so we had to pay for like shipping as well. But granted, the shipping was really fast. Even though we ordered these quite close to Christmas, they still arrived in time for Christmas, which I was surprised by, but I guess it's because we paid that like courier, I think it's called. The courier shipping made it really fast. But yeah, these are some beautiful synthetic luxury brushes and I'm going to be talking you through these today. Obviously I just got them, so I haven't tried them out or anything, but I will be giving you my first impressions and talking you through each brush and what I expect to use each brush for. Also, one more thing, if you're wondering what is on my lips today, I'm wearing the shade Sellout from the Too Faced Melted Matte range. Looks like this. And then I also patted in the middle of the lip some concealer. That's my hack to make lipsticks that I feel like are a little bit too dark for my vibe. I just pat some concealer in the middle of the lip and it makes it like a lighter shade. So that's how I made this lip combo. Anyway, I'm gonna get straight into it. So they arrived in actually not just this, they arrived in like a pink bubble wrapped like mailing envelope, which was so cute. It was like a metallic pink envelope, but my sister unboxed them so that she could wrap them for me for Christmas. So thank you, Thursday. They came with a little card inside like this as well. Like a little thank you note, and this was so cute. It's literally handwritten. This is a small business, so it says all the like a cute message from their team there. Hopefully you can pause that if you would like to read it, but yeah, just a really sweet message from the Blinged Brushes team. And if you want to check them out, that is their Instagram and that is their website if you'd like to shop. But yeah, okay, so this little holographic little what's it called, like a Ziploc bag. It has all the details on the back. I don't know if you can see, but it says Bling brushes. This is the Bling on the Bring Bling 12-piece brush set. So that's the set that I got. I really like these. They have a lot of different color combinations and different versions of Blinged brushes on the website, but I like these the most because I liked the silver with the AB crystal. I just feel like the silver is like the most neutral and the AB crystal, it literally is like Aurora Borealis. It has like that rainbow metallic kind of sheen to it, so I thought that was really nice. This collection comes with 5 face brushes and 6 eye brushes, so I'll talk you through each one as we go. It says this 12-piece brush set is guaranteed to brighten your day and inspire your next look. Handcrafted with thousands of shimmering crystals and made with plush synthetic bristles, this set features every tool you will need for a full face look. Includes 5 face brushes, 6 eye brushes, and 1 lip brush. But honestly, I don't really use lip brushes that much. When I get lip brushes, I generally just use them as eye brushes. Anyway, I'm gonna get into them. So they come like this, and they come each individually in like little wrapping like this, and you'd think that the crystals would fall off. Honestly, they seem pretty secure. I do think that these handles are like angular in some way. Like I think that these aren't like, I'll give you an example. So like this is a round handle, right? This handle is round all the way around. I think that these handles are angular. So this one is like I think they're like this. So this is like a square handle, if you can see. So it has flat sides, and I think that these brushes have flat sides, and so that's how they kind of bedazzle them. They're bedazzled all the way around. They're really well bedazzled, and there aren't that many gaps and stuff, but I don't know if you can tell up close. There are, like, you can see like lines. I think that's because that is where the like corners of the brush are, if that makes sense. But they're pretty much like beautiful. This brush is the F1 face brush. So this is just described as the large powder brush, and I do expect to use this as a powder brush. The other thing I would use this brush for is for bronzer. So yeah, that is what the brush head looks like. It's very large. It does look like it would fit well as a powder brush, and it's very fluffy, but it's not a loose fluffy brush, if that makes sense. Like it's still quite dense. The bristles on this are amazing. I can't stop touching them. Yeah, really beautiful, high quality brush. Also, I really feel like these are weighted nicely. Like they're not very heavy brushes. I would say that the I would say that the brushes from Real Techniques are more weighted from the Bold Metals line. However, they are probably heavier than the original line from Real Techniques that have like this kind of ferrule, if that makes sense. So they are in between those two brush weights. They're not too light, they're not too heavy, and the ferrule up the top is really beautiful. And on the ferrule of each brush, it says like the number. So this brush is F1, so it says F1 on it. And it also has the Blinged brushes little logo up there. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but it's literally that logo just in the brush ferrule there, kind of like engraved in. Really nice. Okay, so I'm going to take out the next brush now. This is the F2 liquid and cream brush. Oh, the brushes are all kind of getting mixed up in here. So this is the F2. Okay, so the F2 is kind of a flatter top brush, more of a buffing brush. Wow, this is beautiful. It's an angled buffing brush, and it's very, very soft. It's very tubular shaped, like it doesn't come out or flare out. A lot of the buffing brushes, I'm going to pull out a dirty brush that I have. A lot of the buffing brushes I have kind of flare out at the top, whereas this is just a like very sculpted tube the whole way up, and it has a really angular cut. Very, very soft bristles, absolutely stunning. So of course the ferrule just says F2 because that's the brush, and then has Bling brushes on the other side. I'm not going to keep showing you close up of that because they all say the same kind of thing. But yeah, this is a really beautiful brush. I'm like looking over them because it's the first time I've taken them out of the packaging, so I'm like looking to see if any rhinestones have come off. If you have a lot of rhinestones fall off or something, I have heard that they have really good customer service because they're really like, they really care about their customers and they're very good about customer service. So I've heard that Bling brushes will help you out if you receive your brushes and a lot of crystals have fallen off. However, I did have these like really well packaged, you know, with the bubble wrap thingo that came in it. It came in this and then that pink packaging, and then with the like bubble wrap in it, and I think there was also another layer of bubble wrap in here. So these were pretty well packaged, and so far there are no loose crystals. If I did have a loose crystal, it doesn't look like a huge chunk of crystals is falling off of me, but if I had like 1 or 2 loose crystals, honestly I'd just use nail glue and stick them back on. But yeah, they look beautiful. And so this is F3, and this is called the contour brush, and I've heard a lot of good things about the Blinged brushes, face brushes. I hear that they're just like perfection. I'm really excited to use this. Probably I'd use this as contour. Sometimes I could use this to set powder, and I'd probably also use this maybe for a large placement of blush if I was feeling like a really large blush brush that day. What else would I use this for? I think that's about it for me. That's probably what I'm going to use it for most, is contour or bronzing. Also with this brush, the F2, the liquid and cream brush, I would definitely just use this for liquids and creams. So like primers, liquid foundations, maybe even concealer, getting in under here. I think that would be quite nice. I don't expect to use this for things like blush. I could maybe use this for very sculpted cream contour, just for like very precise placement before I like blend it out with another brush. But yeah, another beautiful brush. I think it looks stunning. The AB crystals on these, by the way, are all different sizes. So this isn't just like one large crystal size. There are like variations. I can see at least 3 different variations of different crystal sizes. I can see 4 different crystal sizes. So they really change up the crystal. It's not just like one size of crystal all over the handle. There's like lots of different crystals there to give that like really beautiful iced out look. And these look amazing together. Wow. Okay, I kept seeing people on YouTube who had these, and they'd make this really satisfying, this is like weird, but like they'd make a really satisfying sound when they were in a like brush holder together. And they do. I don't know, something about the rhinestones or like in a cup together. They're so stunning. This is like such a beautiful gift. I'm so happy with them. Thurs is probably not watching this video, but Thurs, thank you. I love these. Okay, so this is the next brush, and this is the F4 brush. This is kind of a more angled fluffy brush, and this one is called the angled cheek brush. And so yeah, I would use this for blush probably. I could use this also for a more precise contour or bronzer placement. This might be good for a highlight brush if I was feeling like really getting in there with the highlight. Sorry, my hair is looking kind of crazy. I just came out of the shower. But yeah, you could use this for powder as well, but I probably wouldn't, just because I have larger brushes such as this one that I would go in with powder instead. But yeah, this is a beautiful brush. I'll show you a comparison. This is the F3 and the F4. So just come like this. There's a little comparison of the sizes there. Again, with these brushes, I got the like Bring on the Bling 12-piece brush set, but you can get these brushes individually on the website as well, and you can also get these brushes as like an eye set or a face set. I chose the complete like 12-piece set because I wanted both the eye and the face brushes, but you can get just like 1 or 2 eye brushes if you want, or you can get the whole face lineup, you know, whatever you're feeling. This is the F5 brush, correct? And this is called the highlight brush. This is so pretty. It's kind of like a more domed shaped brush. None of these little plastic slips that I've slid off so far have like loose crystals in the bottom of them. Oh, this is so stunning. This is really packed with crystals. So this is what that brush looks like. Really stunning. It's just a fluffy domed brush. This would also be one that I would probably use for blush as well as highlight. I just think it's like a nice blush size brush. Could use it for bronzer if you wanted, but again, I'd probably use the F3 for that kind of stuff instead. But yeah, this is the F5 and it's so pretty. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's get into the eye brushes next. So the first eye brush is the E1 angled blender brush. Let me find it in the packaging while I explain the number system. So for the face brushes, they all start with F. For the eye brushes, they all start with an E. And then the lip brushes just start with an L. So because this was the first kind of collection they came out with these and the version of these with the rose gold ferrules, these are the brushes that are like F1 to 5 and then E1 to E6, but they've come out with other collections since, and those are like F10, F11, F12, you know, it kind of works like that, F21, F22, F23, and then the eye brushes again just go up by number, but you can identify what area of the face it's meant for by obviously the size, but also there'll be like an E in front of it or something. So this is the E1, and this is a stunning soft brush. The crystals on this one are smaller than on the face brushes. The face brushes have more larger crystals, whereas the eye brushes, although they look like they're still from the same set, you can tell that they used smaller crystals because they have a smaller handle, of course. Also, I was worried that I would feel like these are too bumpy or uncomfortable to hold while like doing makeup, but I've heard from other people on YouTube that they're still comfortable to hold, and I would agree. This brush doesn't feel like too bumpy or weird, if that makes sense. It's just like fine. This is a really fluffy angled brush, and it's really pretty. I feel like this would also be a great nose contour brush. That's something I would probably reach for this one for, but again, yeah, just a really nice crease brush. I'm really excited to do my makeup with these. The next one I'm going to open is the E2, the large round buffer brush. They've kind of become mixed up in here, so I'm like searching for them as we go. This is the E2. Oh yeah, so I was kind of worried with these eye brushes as well that they would be too like not fluffy enough for my like preference. I was worried that these would be too much of a densely packed eye collection, and I wanted some more looser, fluffier brushes that were kind of like more for buffing on the eye, just because I wanted more buffing brushes. I do think this was a good set for that because they are quite large, fluffy brushes, especially for my Asian eye shape. This is like quite a large brush for my eye, so this would blend a large amount of area and be great for like a buffing motion. So that did really work out, and I'm really stoked about it. But yeah, this is the E2 brush, which is the large round buffer brush, and kind of has a domed top. It's dense, but not too dense where it's not fluffy. Like it's still like a blending kind of brush, rather than a packing brush, and it's really pretty. It's kind of like wider on one side and flatter on the other side. I'm trying to like give you perspective on that there. Okay, then I'm looking for the E3 brush, which should be, nope, it's not this one. E3, where are you? Yes, this one's the E3, and this is called the blender brush, and this is definitely a blender brush. Like this is like a tall, fluffy blending brush. It has that kind of blending bristle. Yeah, just a great looking brush. This is exactly the kind of brush I was looking for, and I was worried that there wouldn't be, I don't know, when I was looking online at these brushes, they seemed like a little like smaller, but in person they're definitely like a nice large blending size, so they're actually perfect. I don't know, it's kind of hard to like realize how large or like the scale of something online, but yeah, these are definitely to a scale that I'm happy with, and I'll give you a little comparison while we're here. This is like my blending brush that I have from Real Techniques, and it's very comparable in size of like a little blending brush. This one's probably a little denser, this one's probably a little of like a looser brush, if that makes sense. This one's a little denser. This brush I've literally had since I was like 16 though, so obviously this one's in newer condition, so it's gonna be like nice and softer. I literally blow dried this one time like an idiot with a hairdryer, so that's why this one's not so good. But when I got that, that was a really nice brush, but now I have a fresh one. But yeah, that's also why I wanted to get new brushes, just because I've literally had those old Real Techniques ones since I was like, I can't even remember, like maybe 15, 16 kind of era. And so they have been through the ringer. You know, I've treated them badly. That one I've blow dried. Like, they've done so many crazy looks with me. And so I was just excited to get some new brushes. Okay, I think this one does have a loose crystal in it. It does. Okay, this is the first brush that I've pulled out with you guys that has had a loose crystal. It's just one of those little AB crystals. You can see it on my palm of my hand. I will just stick that on with nail glue. I can't even see where it's missing from because this whole brush is so bedazzled. That's my only worry, is if I had these all in a cup and I found a loose crystal at the bottom of the cup, I wouldn't even know which brush to stick it back onto. Okay, I'm going to figure it out later, but this is the E4 and it's referred to as the concealer brush. Now, I could use this for concealer, but to be honest, this is more of a packing eye brush for me, doing like a cut crease or a detail in the inner corner. This is the kind of brush I would go for. It's kind of a domed, flat brush, but yeah, I would use this as an eye brush rather than a concealer brush, but still a really nice brush, great for like details because it is a stiffer, kind of more dense brush. The next one is the E5, which is called the packing brush. Let's find it. So this is the E5, or the packing brush. Honestly, this doesn't even seem like a packing brush to me. Oh, actually, now that I'm holding it, I can see what they're talking about. It's fluffy at the top. Like, it's still a looser, fluffier top, but it's very dense towards the base. So it has a dense base, kind of like the E4, where it's like a more stiff brush at the bottom, which is why it's a packing brush. But instead of being a more precise placement at the top, this is a fluffier top. So I can see how this is a packer brush, because you'll probably pack on a lot of pigment with this and then go in afterwards with something like the E3 just for a looser buffing blending motion. So that does make sense. However, I probably would call like more of this brush a packing brush, just because like this is like to pack on like layer, whereas like this still has a bit of blend in it, if that makes sense. Like, it's still got a really fluffy top, really soft, like really, really stunning. Okay, there's only 2 brushes left. We're almost at the end. So last eye brush is the E6, and this is called the angled liner and brow brush. So yeah, this is probably going to be a brow brush for me just because I use a liquid liner pen. But this is really stunning. Just a stiffer, kind of, not too stiff, has a bit of movement in it still, but a really soft angled brush. You could use this for eyeliner, you could use this for brows. Oh, I just touched a crystal that was looser and it fell off. This is also like the first time they've been opened, so I don't expect like a lot of crystals to fall off, because out of this whole pack so far, only 2 crystals have come off, and this is the first time opening it. I can see, oh, thank goodness, I can see where the crystal is missing from. You won't be able to see because it's like 1 crystal out of like 1,000. But yeah, this is, I'm just gonna put this to the side so I can put that crystal back on in a sec. And then this is the last brush, and this is the L1, and this is called the lip brush. This is gonna be a detail brush for me just because I just use lipsticks straight from the applicator or the bullet, but it just looks like a smaller version of that concealer brush pretty much. Here's a little comparison. So the concealer brush is like a larger version, and this one is like the baby version. And this is going to be great for an inner corner highlight for me, you know, highlighting the center of the nose, the cupid's bow, doing detailed work on the eye. It has a very stiff, it's a very dense and stiff brush with a curved tip. It almost comes to a point at the end. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pick up on that, but it almost comes to a point. It's not quite as domed as the concealer brush. I hope you can see that. See how it's almost pointy, but still a very soft brush. Even though it's so dense, like, it's still a very gentle and soft brush. But this is like quite a dense brush. Interesting. I love it. So the reason I also loved Blinged brushes is because these are synthetic bristles. These are considered like luxury synthetic brushes, and if you know me, I am vegetarian, so I don't like to get animal products as much as I can. I try and avoid them. And natural hair brushes, although you'd think like natural, like that sounds good, natural hair brushes are made of animal hair, and that's not something I really want to support, because you don't always know the conditions that those like animal hairs are coming from. You know, it's not like there are just a bunch of animals waddling around in a field and they give them haircuts and borrow their hair. Like, these animals will often come from like, you know, the meat industry or like the fur industry or something that I don't really like want to support too much. So I really like that these are synthetic brushes. Also, something I like about synthetic brushes is they absorb less product. So natural bristles or natural fiber brushes, they do absorb a bit of the product as you're applying makeup, which, you know, some people prefer. It's just personal preference. Synthetic brushes, I'm trying to say that they're not necessarily necessarily a negative thing just because they're not like natural hair. I think synthetic hairbrushes are superior in my opinion because number one, they're cruelty free, and number two, they don't absorb the product. A slightly different application. I've never tried a natural hairbrush, if I'm aware. I don't think I have ever had one, because I've always had like the Real Techniques brushes, but and those ones are cruelty free as well. But yeah, apparently there's like a slight, barely noticeable difference just because these absorb less product and natural hair bristles absorb more product. But at the end of the day, I will always go for synthetic hair. Even if synthetic hairbrushes were like way inferior to natural hairbrushes, I would still go for synthetic. But these are like luxurious, beautiful synthetic hairbrushes. So that's why I'm so happy about these, because I just can't stop touching them. This whole time I've been talking to you, I'm just touching them. I was worried that, like, because I hadn't seen these in stores, like, you know, tried them out yet, because they are a small business and they're based in America. So I wasn't sure how these were going to be in person, but they surpassed my expectations. They're even more beautiful in person. Like, it won't even focus on the bedazzles because they're just so incredible looking. The AB crystal is such a fun element, and they're just beautiful brushes. I also went with this particular Bring on the Bling set because the actual bristles are like a natural looking color, which meant that I could like see the product that I've put on more clearly. Like if I have pink makeup on this, you can see it more clearly and stuff like that. Whereas they do have a pink variation of these brushes, and I do think they look really pretty. Like those are stunning, but I chose to get these first because I felt like it was a more organic color to see the like color that you're applying on the actual bristles, if that makes sense. I don't know, just thinking in my head. But they also sell, like from Blinged brushes, they also sell loads of different colors. They have collaborated with, you know, beauty creators on YouTube / Instagram, you know, to create other collections. They have like an all red collection that they came out with this year, which is stunning. They have a pink collection, and those two are collaborations with YouTubers that I'm really into and like follow and stuff. So congrats to those guys. You'll be able to see all like the details of those on the website. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I just saw a bug fly past. I don't know if you saw that. I hope it's not a mozzie. I don't want to get bitten. Anyway, okay, I'm going to end this video because I'm just rambling about how much I love these brushes. Literally all I'm going to do to stick on the loose crystals onto these two brushes. They've lost one crystal each, which is not a big deal, and I still have the crystals here with me, like they haven't been lost or anything. I'm just going to stick them back on with some nail glue, and this is the Nailing Ultra Quick Nail Glue. It's the one I use, and it's really sturdy. Like I've fixed so many things with nail glue because it lasts really long time. So I'm going to fix those with nail glue, and I'm going to enjoy my brushes. I'm going to get a new mug. My sister was going to get me one for Christmas, but she hasn't picked it up yet, just to store my Blinged brushes so that I can like look at them all. Oh, that sound of like all the crystals together, so satisfying. These are stunning. I love them so much. Anyway, if you like this video, you can give it a big thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on these brushes in the comments down below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. And I'll catch you next time. You can follow me on all my socials, and I really do appreciate you spending your time watching my videos. So yeah, thanks so much for these, by the way, Thurza. They were an amazing Christmas gift, like really, really thoughtful and absolutely stunning luxury brushes. Anyway, bye!